Life is a tragedy when seen in close-up, but a comedy in long shot. We think too much and feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness. The mirror is my best friend because when I cry it never laughs. Nothing is permanent in this wicked world, not even our troubles. A day without laughter is a day wasted. You'll find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile. Laughter is the tonic, the relief, the surcease for pain. The world cannot be wrong if in this world there's you. I remain just one thing, and one thing only, and that is a clown. It places me on a far higher plane than any politician. To truly laugh, you must be able to take your pain and play with it. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. My pain may be the reason for somebody's laugh, but my laugh must never be the reason for somebody's pain. Imagination means nothing without doing. In the end, everything is a gag. Failure is unimportant. It takes courage to make a fool of yourself. You need power only when you want to do something harmful. Otherwise, love is enough to get everything done. Think of yourself only as one of God's instruments, and try to live that way. Perfect love is the most beautiful of all frustrations because it is more than one can express. What do you want meaning for? Life is desire, not meaning. The saddest thing I can imagine is to get used to luxury. The basic essential of a great actor is that he loves himself in acting. We must learn to live life, not just exist. Life could be wonderful if people would leave you alone. You'll never find a rainbow if you're looking down. I suppose that's one of the ironies of life, doing the wrong thing at the right time. Time heals, and experience teaches that the secret of happiness lies in the way we take things. I always like walking in the rain, so no one can see me crying. Your naked body should only belong to those who fall in love with your naked soul. Man as an individual is a genius, but men in the mass form the headless monster, a great brutish idiot that goes where prodded. I do not have much patience with a thing of beauty that must be explained to be understood. The trouble with the world is that everyone is a few drinks behind. All I need to make a comedy is a park, a policeman, and a pretty girl. Movies are a fad. Audiences really want to see live actors on a stage. That's what they will come to. A man's true character comes out when he's drunk. I am at peace with God. My conflict is with man. Despair is a narcotic. It lulls the mind into indifference. I remain convinced that laughter is the most effective weapon against tyranny. Life can be wonderful if you're not afraid of it. All it takes is courage, imagination, and a little dough. The deeper the tragedy, the greater the comedy. Each of us has a personal truth, a private sense of beauty, and a secret pain that laughter helps to hide. I am not a politician, I am a human being, and that is more important than any title. I believe in the power of laughter, in the gentleness of kindness, in the triumph of humanity over hatred. We must have the courage to face life, even when it seems cruel, and to keep smiling when the heart aches. The most beautiful thing in the world is a smiling face in the midst of tears. We think we are free, but our hearts are chained to fear and convention. True freedom begins when we dare to be ourselves. Laughter brings people together. It is the shortest distance between two human beings. You can tell more about a person by what he laughs at than by what he cries about. I like friends who have independent minds because they tend to make you see problems from all angles. To help a friend in need is easy, but to give him your time is not always simple. A man's character isn't measured when he's winning, but when he's falling and how he rises again. The best thing in life is to go ahead with all your plans and dreams, to embrace life and live every day with passion. A simple life is its own reward. The more you complicate things, the further you move from happiness. Greatness doesn't come from power or wealth, but from humility and service to others. I've always believed that simplicity is a sign of greatness. When I look back, I see that laughter was my greatest teacher. It taught me to survive, to forgive, and to love. The heart has its own language. Those who listen with their hearts understand it without words. To laugh is to rise above despair. A heart without laughter is like a garden without flowers. True laughter comes not from joy but from pain transformed into grace. I have no use for dull people. I love those who live, who laugh, who weep, who burn with life. Our world has become mechanical, but our hearts are still yearning for warmth. Machinery has replaced man's arms, but not his heart. The greatest weapon against evil is kindness. If people knew how powerful kindness is, they would never choose cruelty. To forgive is not weakness, it's the strength of the brave. To understand someone deeply is to forgive them completely. Sometimes I think the greatest gift is the ability to see beauty in simple things. The birds still sing, the flowers still bloom, even when the world seems cold. That is hope. Hope is what keeps us human. Without it, we are machines. Every tragedy has its humor, and every comedy its sadness. That is the paradox of life. I am a citizen of the world, and my religion is kindness. Let us fight for a new world, a decent world that will give men a chance to work, that will give youth a future, and old age, a security. Let us fight to free the world, to do away with greed, with hate and intolerance. Let us fight for a world of reason, where science and progress will lead to the happiness of all men. Even when everything seems dark, the stars are still shining somewhere. Never lose hope, for hope is the light that guides us through despair. You are never poor if you can still dream. Dreams are the wings that lift us above the misery of the world. The most lost day in life is the one in which we have not laughed. Smile, though your heart is aching, smile, even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you'll get by if you smile through your fear and sorrow. Smile and maybe tomorrow you'll see the sun come shining through for you. Life is simple, but we insist on making it complicated. If you look for rain, you'll find storms. If you look for the sun, you'll find light. Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. The hardest thing is to be sincere in a world that teaches you to pretend. I have learned that success means nothing if it costs your peace. The most wasted day is one without laughter or love. I learned that silence can speak more truth than words ever could. There are more people enslaved by fear than by chains. True wealth is not in possessions but in peace of mind. You don't need riches to be rich. A kind heart and a clear conscience are enough. Every scar I carry is proof that I survived. You can turn your wounds into wisdom if you face them with courage. The world is full of beauty, but we must have eyes to see it. A kind word can change an entire day. There is no greater act of courage than to keep loving in a world that often forgets how. Love is not to be begged or demanded, it is to be given freely, without expectation. The secret of life is not just to exist but to matter, to make someone smile, to bring a little light where there is darkness. The world will always have fools, but laughter makes them harmless. We are all just children seeking love, pretending to be adults. Never let the child inside you die, for that is where joy lives. The best way to make people happy is to be happy yourself. Joy is contagious. Share it without hesitation. The most beautiful sound in the world is laughter born of kindness. People often forget what you said or did, but they never forget how you made them feel. Happiness does not depend on outward things but on the way we see them. Life is not a problem to be solved but a gift to be lived. Every day you wake up is another chance to begin again. Do not wait for a perfect moment, create it. You don't need to understand life fully to live it beautifully. The strongest souls are the ones who smile through silent pain. I have often walked in the rain not to hide my tears, but to wash them away. I believe laughter is a universal language, it crosses all barriers. The world could be wonderful if people would stop chasing power and start seeking peace. Life is not measured by how long we live, but by how deeply we love. What use is intellect if it makes us cold? True intelligence is guided by compassion. We came into this world with nothing, and we leave it with nothing, except what we gave in love. The art of living is to turn pain into poetry and sorrow into song. To live truly is to be grateful even for the thorns, for they remind us of the beauty of roses. We are all travelers, seeking meaning in a mysterious journey. The most powerful act of rebellion is to remain kind in a cruel world. Beauty is found not in perfection but in authenticity. I have met rich men who were poor in spirit and poor men who were kings in heart. Do not judge others by their clothes or faces, judge them by their kindness. What a sad thing it is that laughter has become rare in the world of grown-ups. When I was young, I dreamed of changing the world. Now I dream of changing myself, and that is how the world truly changes. I never think of myself as old. To me, the heart has no age. Life is a play that does not allow rehearsals, so sing, laugh, cry, and live every moment intensely before the curtain falls. The world belongs to those who dare to love even when love hurts. There is no path to happiness, happiness is the path. To be truly rich is to have love in your heart and laughter in your home. Even when people forget you, your kindness remains like an echo in eternity. Every tear has its reason, every smile its story. To understand both is to understand life. It's easy to hate, but it takes great courage to forgive. The past is a ghost, the future a dream, and all we ever have is now. If you must choose between being right and being kind, always choose to be kind. The best revenge is to be happy. When you laugh, you give the universe permission to heal your soul. I've learned that to make others laugh, you must first learn to laugh at yourself. Pain gives birth to art, and laughter gives it wings. The most honest people are children, fools, and artists. They tell the truth without fear. The greatest wisdom is to keep wonder alive. When I see a child smile, I remember that hope is not lost. Never let bitterness take root in your heart, it poisons even the sweetest fruit. Be gentle, for everyone you meet is fighting a hard battle. Life has a rhythm, and laughter is its melody. When the heart speaks, the mind should listen. To be free is to be yourself without apology. I've found that the more I give, the richer I become. A single act of kindness creates ripples that reach beyond time. Don't be afraid of loneliness, even the moon shines alone. The truth is often simple, but we complicate it with pride. I've seen people chase fame, and lose their souls. I've seen humble men who own the stars in their smiles. The greatest stories are written by those who dared to feel deeply. If ever you lose your way, follow your laughter, it will lead you home. Would you like me to continue the next part, around 2,000 more words, to complete the 7,000-word Charlie Chaplin quotes collection?